Emma Blake and Travis Reid never imagined they'd become criminals. But when their beloved golden retrievers vanished without a trace, the quiet couple from Michigan broke into a remote animal rescue center, only to uncover a chilling secret that would shock the nation and ignite a criminal investigation no one saw coming. They seemed like any other couple living in a quiet Midwestern town. Emma Blake and Travis Reid, both in their early 30s, worked regular jobs, went on hikes, and adored their golden retrievers, Scout and Daisy. To their neighbors in Lansing, Michigan, they were just dog lovers who often jogged with their pets and volunteered at local shelters. But underneath that calm surface was a story that would soon grip the entire nation, a tale of love, obsession, and a crime that no one saw coming. It started with a letter. Emma received it one morning while sorting through junk mail. There was no return address, just a white envelope with her name handwritten in shaky script. Inside was a grainy photograph of Scout and Daisy, taken from across the street. On the back were 6 words. "You don't deserve these animals." It shook her. She showed it to Travis, who instantly turned pale. He didn't tell her, but he had received a similar letter 2 days before. Neither of them could explain who would do this. There were no known enemies, and they had never fought with anyone over the dogs. But a week later, Scout went missing. Emma found the gate to their yard open and a muddy paw print leading to the sidewalk. Daisy was still there, barking relentlessly, as if trying to tell her what had happened. They called the police, but there wasn't much they could do. Scout didn't have a GPS collar, and the only lead was the previous photo. Travis began sleeping on the couch with a baseball bat nearby, too angry and afraid to go upstairs. 3 nights later, Daisy vanished. Now desperate, Emma took matters into her own hands. She posted on every local forum, hired a private investigator, even checked with nearby shelters and animal control. Nothing. It was like the dogs had disappeared into thin air. But then the PI found something. A single surveillance clip from a convenience store 2 towns over showed a van driving off with 2 golden retrievers in the back. The license plate was blurry, but the logo on the van was legible. Heartwood Acres Animal Rescue. Emma had never heard of it. Neither had Travis. But when they looked it up, they found a website with glowing reviews and photos of smiling volunteers. It seemed legitimate. Still, something about it felt off. They drove out there without telling anyone, hoping to surprise the staff and catch a glimpse of Scout and Daisy. The rescue center was isolated, set deep in the woods, surrounded by rusted fencing and barking dogs. A young woman met them at the gate, smiling tightly. She claimed they didn't have any golden retrievers matching the description. Emma asked to look around. The woman refused. That night, Emma and Travis returned with bolt cutters and flashlights. They thought they were rescuing their dogs. What they found instead was something far darker. In a small outbuilding behind the main facility, they discovered cages stacked like crates. Inside were dozens of dogs, many malnourished, some injured. The smell was unbearable. And in the far corner, Scout and Daisy were huddled together, their fur matted, their eyes wide with fear. Emma dropped to her knees, but before they could do anything, headlights pierced through the trees. Someone was coming. They panicked. Travis ran for the dogs, breaking the cage lock while Emma stood frozen. A truck pulled up, and 2 men got out. Not volunteers, but hired guards. One of them had a shotgun. Emma grabbed a piece of broken pipe, her instincts kicking in. As Travis shielded the dogs, she charged forward and struck one of the guards. Chaos erupted. In the scuffle, the gun went off, hitting the second guard in the leg. The first man fled into the woods. Emma and Travis loaded the dogs into their car and sped off. The next morning, they turned themselves in. It made national headlines. 2 Americans who broke into a rescue center to save their stolen dogs. At first, public opinion was divided. But then the investigation revealed the truth. Heartwood Acres was a front for an illegal dog trafficking ring. The organization had been stealing purebreds and selling them to underground breeders for years. Over 100 dogs were rescued that month. Multiple arrests followed. Emma and Travis were fined for trespassing and assault, but charges were later dropped. Public pressure, combined with the exposure of the criminal operation, painted them as heroes rather than criminals. Today, they live far from Michigan in a small town in Oregon. Scout and Daisy are older now but healthy. Emma has started a non-profit for pet recovery. Travis works with law enforcement to help track stolen animals. Their story isn't just about 2 people fighting for their dogs. It's about how love can expose corruption, how instinct can drive ordinary people to do extraordinary things, and how sometimes breaking the law is the only way to make something right.